wanted me to talk?
I mean,
Okay.
why don't you introduce yourself and
Oh, okay.
the institution and then launch in?
Okay. So, hi, my name's Lori Weaver, and I'm an instructional designer here at Thompson Rivers University, which is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Tecumseh peoples. Last year in the summer, I did an ISW that was focused on hybrid teaching. So, we did um, a hybrid modality for the ISW, but it was also focused on getting faculty ready to teach in that modality. So we demoed a number of tools, and students used some of those tools in that hybrid ISW. And so one of the tools that we used was Mentimeter, and we use this to get engagement and also get feedback. And so Mentimeter, I'm just showing you here, has a number of capabilities, even with the free version. One of the things that I like doing with it the most is creating word clouds. And so in this case, we asked students 3 things that supported the students or the ISW participants in connecting with each other. And so once you get people inputting to that, the word cloud grows, and the words that come up more frequently grow bigger. So that creates a really nice word cloud. And we also use that function for 2 things that support students in connecting with you as an instructor. We asked students to respond with one barrier to connection in that hybrid modality. And so that appears as kind of like post-it almost comments. So with a small group, as is the case for an ISW, this works really well. If you get into a larger class situation, then this type of question doesn't work so well because you can't see everyone's responses. But overall, this is one thing that we demoed that worked really well in that ISW situation because it allowed for us to get that formative feedback from students, understand, or faculty taking the ISW, understanding where they were in that process, and then also um, it it was a demo that students then picked up on and also used in some of their hybrid teachings in the ISW.
How about accessibility was easy, right? It's easy to log in and get a account to
It was,
Mentimeter.
yeah, it was easy to get a free account. There are paid versions of this tool, and
Mm-hmm.
there are some restrictions on the number of slides that you can produce, the number of questions of different types that you can ask. But for things where we're trying to generate short bits of engagement or interest, this kind of tool works really well, even in the free version.
Well, did you see or do you notice any challenges with this technology in regards
The
to an
only
ISW?
Yeah, so one of the things that students sometimes have, or other faculty people
Mm-hmm.
doing the presentations and using this sometimes have challenges with is understanding how it works in transitioning from creating it to the presentation where students or their audience can access. Um, and so one of the things that we recommend is that people try it out a few times before they then try and use it. The other thing that people need to note is that because this is a separate account, it's a separate login, you kind of have to prep that before your presentation. So
Mm-hmm.
be all logged in and ready to go. Because you do have to start it as like most of these sort of quizzing
Mm-hmm.
platforms, you have to initiate it. So you can't just copy the QR code.
Mm.
It has to be started by the faculty member.
Right. Yeah, I think you have to do it like an hour or something, or like before you're presenting, you have to sort of initiate this.
Yeah, you can, or you could do
Yeah.
it in the thing, but it's
Yeah.
just yeah, getting that to be smooth
Yeah.
um, is something that they need to practice. And
Yeah.
I guess that's true with a lot of technology tools,
Yeah.
is that a little bit of practice beforehand can make it less stressful in the
Right.
uh, session.
Cool. That's great. And you have one more for us?
Yeah, so during the hybrid ISW, we also used Teams as the main platform. And so we had half of our participants physically in class and half of our participants were online. And there's a few positives with Teams over other platforms. One is that we are a Microsoft campus, and so everyone has access to the full version of Teams, and so it does make digital sharing of files really easy, and it also makes it easy for people to access those digital files after the meeting
Mm-hmm.
or the session has finished, because you can still go back in to the chat or whatever. We also created a team for the ISW group. And this was another place where we could share files. So it's a kind of enables that file sharing and chat to that
Mm-hmm.
group in one space.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's useful. Sort of some of the downsides of it is that, and I'm sure people who've used Teams before know this, that you get notifications all the time when you're going through. And so you have to kind of set those to silent, so that it's not constantly bing, and
Yeah.
even then you still see the notifications come up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's not ideal in a classroom setting.
Mm-hmm. It's
Um,
distracting a bit, or can be. Yeah.
yeah, it can be a bit distracting. But it was good for, I think, faculty to recognize that that is a limitation of the platform. Um, with Teams specifically, there are some settings that you can adjust, and adjusting those settings, if in a hybrid situation, depending on the classroom that you're in, um, specifically relating to noise attenuation, those settings can make a big difference in sort of the experience of people
Mm-hmm.
online. Um, but what was really interesting to me, though, too, is that we saw, faculty experiencing this hybrid ISW went through the process of experiencing it, both as a faculty and as a student. And in that experience, they went through sort of the stage of initial, can you hear me? Can you see me? Like that
Mm-hmm.
basic level, through to the point where at their last session that they were giving, they were more focused on how can I generate engagement,
Yeah.
and is that engagement that I planned working in this setting. Um, so that was really really neat, seeing them kind of go through that. And it also, doing it in a hybrid format, I think really supports the exploration of digital tools.
Mm-hmm.
Having people all in person, it's more comfortable to go
Mm-hmm.
to, and sometimes it works better to use sort of the paper sticky notes or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But having a hybrid ISW means that people really had to explore what it could look like from how to generate that engagement
Mm-hmm.
with that separated student group.
Mm-hmm. Great. That's awesome. I think
Okay,
that's all we need.
cool. All right.
That wasn't as hard as
I
it
I
seems,
knew
right?
this I knew this wouldn't, yeah, but that's the kind of thing, is I was like, if I write this down, it's going to be a lot of work for me.